Welcome to Final Whistle Football News, the home of daily football and transfer updates. Subscribe now and join the community of true football lovers. Never miss a moment from the beautiful game. My news: Man City vs Napoli. Kevin De Bruyne has something to prove to Pep Guardiola's side in Champions League clash after emotional decision. Manchester City expert Stephen McInerney from esteemed company has tipped Napoli's new star Kevin De Bruyne to produce something special against his former club on his emotional return to the Etihad Stadium on Thursday night. De Bruyne enjoyed glittering 10-year career at Man City, playing an integral role in the club's success under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola, and he is widely regarded as a citizens' icon after winning 19 trophies, including 6 Premier League titles and 1 Champions League. However, following Man City's decision not to extend his contract, De Bruyne was forced to bid farewell to the Etihad in June and has since joining Serie A champions Napoli on a 2-year deal. The Belgian playmaker has made a bright start to life in Italy, scoring 2 goals in his opening 3 league games, including a strike in last weekend's 3-1 victory at Fiorentina to help Antonio Conte's side climb to the Serie A summit. Napoli's new number 11 is poised to start against Man City in their opening league phase fixture in the Champions League this week, and he could link up in the final third with former Man United pair Scott McTominay and Rasmus Højlund. McInerney believes that De Bruyne would have been hurt by Man City's decision to let him go, and while the Belgian will understand the club's reasoning behind the emotional decision, he will be out to prove a point to his former employers on Thursday. De Bruyne had his chin knocked out by Man City after emotional exit decision. I'm mentally prepared because I expected De Bruyne to haunt his former club. I'd be silly not to. Football does that. It creates these stories, McInerney told Sportsmole. I think De Bruyne will have something to prove to City, actually. I think De Bruyne gets it. I think he had his chin knocked out a little bit by City moving on from him. I get it would have hurt. He didn't want to move. He didn't want to move his family yet. Thankfully, mercifully for me, he moved abroad to a great club like Napoli and didn't stay in the Premier League. I'm expecting it to be an emotional return for Kevin De Bruyne. I'm expecting him to play well as well because he has something to prove to Guardiola and Man City's board members, not necessarily his teammates, maybe not necessarily Pep either because it's obviously a director of football thing slightly above him. I think he probably understands that City want to move on. It was an emotional decision for him taking out his hands, but I think he understands where City are, that they're trying to rebuild. He was earning a high wage, and he's the wrong side of 30. But at the same time, Kevin De Bruyne is a winner and he's an incredibly passionate man. I'd be amazed if he doesn't look at this game as something for him to show the rest of the board just how good he is and that it isn't fair for him to be a cast-off by City right now. De Bruyne tipped to do something special on Man City return. I don't think anyone did anything wrong. I think it was the right call. Even with City not being at their best, I still think it was the right call. He had to move on at some point. But this is going to be his night and it's going to be about him. He'll get the biggest cheer of anyone on that ground, rightfully so. McInerney added, a small part of me hopes he scores but we win 3-1 or something like that. I don't mind him having a good game, as long as it's not to the detriment of City. I'm expecting him to have a really good game. I would be amazed if he doesn't do something special because he's Kevin De Bruyne and it's just set up for him. But if anyone's going to win against us and it's De Bruyne, I'd sort of forgive him. I don't want him to fail, but I want City to win, if that makes sense. I don't mind De Bruyne succeeding in this game, as long as City win. McInerney believes that the narrative is there to be written for De Bruyne to make his mark against Man City and has warned Guardiola's side that Napoli should be taken very seriously on Thursday, almost nailed on, for De Bruyne and Højlund to combine in Man City clash. There is a lot of stories and a lot of narratives there. The beauty of football is that logic often goes out the window and stories and emotion take over, which is usually great for your side, but sometimes can be negative, he said. De Bruyne is the return. That's the headline there. Kevin De Bruyne returning with Rasmus Højlund, an ex-United player, Scott McTominay, the Serie A player of the season and ex-United player. If one of those guys doesn't score, something's gone wrong in the world of football. I don't want it to happen, but it's almost nailed on. It's almost nailed on that De Bruyne is going to put it on Højlund's head at some point, and if it goes in, I don't know. Maybe Donnarumma is the difference there, but there is a narrative waiting to be formed there and they have quality. We know how good Napoli are. They won the league last year. Quality all over the pitch. Obviously, they've strengthened with De Bruyne, he's a world-class player. We've got to take him very seriously. It's going to be a really emotional game. They are a great side, arguably the best Italian side, with players who are resurgent in McTominay and Højlund, who scored at the weekend on his debut as well, and will have to take it very seriously. My second news is Arne Slot makes Alexander Isak Liverpool decision and hits back at pundits over spending claims. Arne Slot has revealed Alexander Isak, the centerpiece of Liverpool's summer recruitment, is set to make his debut against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday. Arne Slot speaks at today's press conference to preview Liverpool's Champions League clash with Atletico Madrid at Anfield. Arne Slot believes Alexander Isak is ready to make his long-awaited Liverpool debut, as he defended the Reds' record-breaking £450 million summer spend. Isak, a £125 million deadline day arrival from Newcastle United, is in line to play some part as Slot's side begin their Champions League campaign at home to La Liga side Atletico Madrid on Wednesday evening. The striker missed Sunday's Premier League win at Burnley to work on his fitness, having made just one brief cameo appearance for Sweden since the end of last season, and Arne Slot said, "There is definitely a chance Isak will play, because he is in the squad. I can say it is 100% sure he will not play 90 minutes. Can he start? The only thing that is sure is that he will not play 90, and all the rest we will see." Isak has just 6 previous Champions League career appearances combined for previous clubs Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle. And when asked about the biggest challenge now facing the striker, Slot added, getting fit after missing 4 months of proper team sessions. He doesn't have to prove to anyone he is good enough to play in the Premier League because that is what he has proven already at Newcastle. He has to become so fit that he is first of all ready to do what he did last season. Then he can play 90, then the next step is playing 3 times in a week, and then the next step is going one step further in terms of pressing. Scoring goals and doing special things in attack is something he will 100% do. Isak was the centerpiece of a major squad overhaul in which £116 million attacking midfielder Florian Wirtz, £79 million striker Hugo Ekitike, £40 million left-back Milos Kerkez, £29 million right-back Jeremy Frimpong and £26 million centre-back Giovanni Leone were also purchased. Such a heavy spend has attracted significant scrutiny, but Slot believes that Liverpool have recouped more than half their outlay through sales as being overlooked. There's so much focus on our new signings, especially pundits who favor not us but some other clubs in the country that cannot stop talking about £450 million, I repeat £450 million, I repeat £450 million, but they always forget the millions that we've sold for, said the Reds boss. These players we have brought in together with players that are worth the same amount of money. So, yes, if we want to strengthen the squad we need to spend that much money. If we sell Dominic Szoboszlai tomorrow he would be worth £100 million as well. I am partly responsible for bringing players in as well with other people. I think we did great business, we brought in great players, and to add to that, we have already lowered the age of the players. Some other teams prefer to bring in 27-year-olds because they are ready, but we think we have brought in players who are 21 or 22 who are ready. And then if they are still with you in 4 or 5 years, we can sell Luis Diaz for £65 million. But it is harder to sell him for £65 million if he is already 32. That is our model, and I think we should get praise. It is only a compliment that people tell everyone we have spent so much, because that tells you the players we brought in are seen as very good players. All the money we have spent we generated ourselves by selling and by winning the league. Wirtz in particular has come in for criticism after a slow start to his Anfield career, with the 22-year-old Germany international having yet to complete a full 90 minutes. But Slot said, there is so much focus on Florian, but the ones that have stayed behind as part of a team haven't scored 4 goals or got 12 assists either. He is part for team that is top of the league, that won against Newcastle and Arsenal, where the team of last season didn't win. He is part of a team that is number 1 in the league at the moment. Alexis Mac Allister has recovered from the ankle knock that forced him off at halftime against Burnley, but Curtis Jones remains absent, having picked up an injury last month against Arsenal. Curtis will train with the team tomorrow, so hopefully he is able to be in the squad on Saturday, said Slot on Tuesday. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Final Whistle Football News, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.